Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Favi, and welcome to Arrows DIY. On my channel, I like to do Dollar Tree DIYs, high-end dupes, thrift flips, and the occasional trashy treasure. This is another episode in my Christmas series, and I'm so excited to show you my Christmas wreath. This wreath is so much fun to make, and I went a little bow crazy. On my channel, I like to mix different styles of decor. If you like unique home decor on a budget, please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button if you like this video. Without further ado, let's get started. Thank you so much for being here today. For this DIY, I took this Marian Bright sign from the Dollar Tree. It's a wooden sign. I mean, this sign has so much potential. You can paint it in your favorite color, but today I'm just going to paint it in black. I had to give it multiple coats because this wood just sucked up the paint. So I just used regular apple barrel black paint. Now I'm going to use some of these ribbon, a variety of ribbon. The first 4 ribbon are from the Family Dollar. And now I'm going to also add these red and black buffalo check plaid bows as well as this big bow. That's also red with a whole bunch of colors. And I also found these solar lights from Dollar Tree, and I felt like they were really fun and I was excited to use them. Once I saw them, I knew I wanted to make this wreath. So hopefully you enjoy this wreath today. I really like it. It's a lot of fun. And this big bow has all the colors of these solar lights as well as the red color. I forgot to mention that I also used this ribbon. It says Merry Christmas with a little red truck on it, and it is from Dollar Tree. To get started, I'm just going to cut off one of the flaps on the box, and I'm just going to make my mother's bow hack that she taught me. I also used this in my last video, but since I'm going to have a lot of bows on this wreath, I wanted to use the same hack. So if you missed it on my last video, I'm just going to show you. You just have to find the midpoint. So you're just going to make a little marking at the midpoint of the cardboard. And you can make this cardboard whatever size you want your bows to be. Once I marked the midpoint, I made markings around that midpoint just to draw a rectangle, so that the bottom of the rectangle reaches the middle of this cardboard. And then you're just going to cut that out. Now we're going to use this to make our bows. So I just took the 4-inch mesh buffalo check ribbon, and I'm just going to make a double bow using this BOWMAKER technique. I called it the Francesca mom bow method because it's just something my mother taught me when I was a little girl. And it's really helpful in making bows. Now I'm going to use this red and black buffalo check ribbon as well as this thinner Merry Christmas ribbon. And this red buffalo check ribbon gives it a lot of structure. It's a lot more stiff and easier to cut than this black and white mesh ribbon. Once I have it all on there, I'm going to use a zip tie to just tie it off. And I'm not going to pull it all the way so that I can fluff up the bow and move the tails wherever I need them. And once I have everything fluffed and in the correct position, I'm going to pull the zip tie fully to tighten the bow. So just a warning. All of the bows on this wreath today took a lot of fluffing. So once I get the fluffing all perfect and my eyes are happy, I'm going to go ahead and just dovetail the ends. And now I'm going to be using this wreath ring from the Dollar Tree. It's 14 inches, and I'm going to cut off the tag. Now to get started on this wreath ring, I'm just going to number the outside of the rings from inside out. I just label them 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now I'm just going to add this mesh ribbon using a zip tie on ring number 3. And once it's secure there, I take this ruler from the Dollar Tree and I just measure 8 inches from that point. I made sure to turn the zip tie all the way to the back, pull that securely, and cut off any excess in that zip tie. So now we're going to measure 8 inches on that mesh ribbon, and we're going to cinch the ribbon at that 8-inch point and just bring it to the next intersection of the ring, of the wreath wire form. And then we're going to secure it again. I alternate between ring 2 and 3 every time I reach a new intersection there. And I always make sure to pull the zip tie all the way towards the back, just so everything looks nice and neat from the front. And I just go ahead and do this for the full circumference of this wire wreath form. So once it's all secure, I just go ahead and I fluff it, and then I just cut off the zip tie excess on the back. I do make sure to leave a little excess mesh ribbon for the hanger of this wreath. I just feel that it adds to the decorative nature of this piece. So once that's cut off, I just turn it, and this tail or hanger is going to serve as the top of my wreath. Now I took a Christmas tree from the Dollar Tree. It's a very small Christmas tree, and I took about 2 of them, and I just cut off a whole bunch of sprigs from these little trees. And then I just wrapped these little sprigs around the outer ring on the wire wreath form on ring number 4. And I just twisted them all the way around. It's very simple to do, nothing fancy. Once it was all covered in this greenery, I also took some more pieces and randomly twisted them in different spots just to make it a little thicker. Now there's different points in this process where you could stop if you like the way your wreath looks. However, I wanted this to be an extravagant, show-stopping, fun piece. So now I took 9 inches of this buffalo check ribbon I got from Family Dollar, and I'm just going to cut about 9 or 10 pieces. And I ran out of this red buffalo check or buffalo plaid, whatever you would like to call it. I ran out of the ribbon, so I had to cut it in half. Now I'm going to cut a whole bunch of pieces in this red buffalo plaid ribbon. I also dovetail all of these ribbon pieces that we just cut. So once they're all nice and dovetailed, I'm going to go ahead and start assembling. So we're going to attach these to ring number 2, and I'm just going to do a knot very simply. This is just going to add another element to the wreath, and I like how those dovetails are kind of just sticking out. This in that middle portion on ring 2 all the way around the wreath. So once I have all of these pieces on there, I go ahead and I add the red and black buffalo check pieces right next to these white and black pieces. And again, I just knot them. I just do a simple knot in the center of the ribbon, and I do this all the way around. There's one piece at the bottom there of the wreath form, and that's because that is where the massive red and colorful bow is going to go. Right at the bottom there of the wreath. So just be sure to keep that spot empty. And that spot's going to be right across from that hanger. So once we're done with those ribbon pieces, we're going to go ahead and add the greenery pieces to the inner portion of this wreath form on around ring number 1. Now I'm going to take only four, hot glue them, just folding them over like this, kind of in a V formation. And I'm only going to add this to the bottom 2 sections as well as the top 2 sections around that hanger piece. So hopefully you can see here what I'm talking about. I'm just going to hot glue them around ring number 3 and let those dovetail ends hang out. And this is just going to help the wreath feel more full once we add the bows, and it helps balance the amount of buffalo check. So I wanted there to be a certain number of black and white buffalo check ribbon pieces as well as red and black buffalo check plaid, whatever you want to call it. I just wanted it to seem balanced, like it's not too much black and white as opposed to red and black on this wreath. So now we're going to add on the big full bows that we made, making sure to skip a section. And there's going to be 3 of these big bows that we made with the cardboard bow maker, Francesca method. Thank you, Mom. So I'm just going to use hot glue to secure them. You could also use zip ties. I just ran out of zip ties at this point, but you could use twine as well or more ribbon. I used Gorilla Hot Glue, so that was enough for my project. Like I said, just do whatever you feel would be best for your wreath. I'm not a professional, wreath maker. I'm just a mom of 5 trying to make a wreath for her door. So I just hope you guys find some inspiration today. And if you like this, please don't forget to hit that like button because it really helps my channel. Now this is part of the Small Creator Sunday Challenge hosted by Tiffany over at Broke Girl Aesthetic, as well as myself this month. So please check out the playlist link in the description box below, as well as Tiffany's channel over at Broke Girl Aesthetic. And I'll also leave those links in the description box below and in my comment section. So I hope you guys find more inspiration for your Christmas decor. Now I'm going to take this massive bow from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to add it to the bottom of the wreath here, just using the ties that the bow provides. And I just poked them through sections 2 and 3 and just twist them very snugly. Once they're fully twisted, I wrap up the excess twist tie and this wreath process, because if it's your wreath, I mean, you can use whichever ribbon you like. I just like mixing different ribbon and different patterns. Now I'm going to be using these red and black large buffalo My children, if I don't put my stuff away right away when I come from the store, my children think it's a free-for-all and that they can play with my stuff. So about half of these are missing that silver portion at the bottom, so I just hot glue them straight to the wreath, and I kind of hide them behind the ribbon so that they look like they're on a Christmas tree on my wreath. So yeah, I just use the same Gorilla hot glue and a high temperature glue gun, and they shouldn't be going anywhere. Now I'm gonna attach the giant two lights, the yellow and the green ones, and I'm gonna hang them by that silver hanger portion, and I'm gonna attach them to the long ribbon, that long ribbon at the bottom. I'm just gonna knot them there. I really like how it came out. I know it's super fun, I know it's super loud, but that's kind of what I was going for. I was going for like a fun, kind of ugly sweater, super cute, massive bow vibe. I hope you can see where I was going with this, and I hope you would like it as much as I do. And if you do, please hit that thumb button. Please hit that thumbs up button if you like it too. It really helps my channel when you guys hit that thumb button. It really helps my channel when you guys hit that thumbs up button, is what I meant. I didn't hot glue anything else on my wreath because I want to be able to reuse these pieces. But now it was just time to add that middle Merry and Bright sign once it was dry. Now I wanted it to pop a little bit more. This is not necessary. This step is not necessary if you like it like that. I just wanted the Merry and Bright color to kind of pop out and add another silver element. So I just painted that "and" symbol in silver, as well as the border of the words to help them pop out. And I used folk art paint and brushed silver. And once that was all painted, I added a little bit more black. So I just touched up any spots I messed up on. Now I'm going to use this silver glitter ribbon from Family Dollar, and I'm just going to hang it by the letter E, and I'm going to place it like that. I wasn't sure whether to put the Merry and Bright sign inside of the wreath or lay it on top, and I decided to just lay it on top because I didn't want it to get lost, and I didn't want any of the letters getting covered by the ribbon, by the giant massive bows. So now I'm just going to pull that ribbon in the top there and kind of behind the wreath. So to secure this wood sign, I just slipped the silver ribbon through loop number 1 on the ring form, and then I just made a loop and hot glued that to secure it in place. Once it was secure with the hot glue, I just cut off the excess ribbon and pushed that ribbon closed. And just take your time, and it should all work out as much as I do. Or if you would have stopped at a certain stage. I mean, I get a little carried away when I DIY, and I had a lot of fun making this, so I hope you enjoy this. I appreciate you being here so much. Thank you for spending part of your day with me, and this wraps up another episode in my Christmas series. Be sure to check out the playlist in the description box below, and thank you to Tiffany from Broke Girl Aesthetic for asking me to co-host with you this month. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a holiday season. Have a great day, friends. Take care, God bless, and catch you on the next one. Bye!